But we'll wait for the circle to stop. How's it going, everybody? Sorry for the lateness. Mr. Bowinkle's here. We've been talking about how to do chin na from social distancing. I don't know if the 6 feet's going to work or not. So we're going to go here. Okay, so just an introduction. You know me. I'm going to go live. It's unscripted. I do, however, have notes so that I try to stay focused. If the signal gets disrupted, it's because of the building. I know it sounds like we're in a tube. You just have to deal with it. We're going to get really close, and we're going to go really far for chin na, so I hope you have fun with that. But what we're going to talk about first, for the chin na video, let's organize your process, okay? You guys all know Mr. Bowinkle. The process should be, for your chin na videos, for your chin na training, discovery, strength and ability, process and technique, and then counters. Okay, and what I mean by that, we're going to go through those today. This will be one video of 8 that I have. This is a piece of the first video. I'm just going to give it to everybody free. Bing. Is that how you pronounce his name? Mr. Ye. He's been trying to log on to the video forever. So really, this is about him and Miss Bozick more than anything else. But here we go, guys. So chin na. Chin na, as you know, as an introduction, is the art or process of seizing, sealing, pressing, tearing, twisting, breaking bones, joints, ligaments, tendons, airflow, and blood flow. Cavity press is included. It has become a lot of different things. If you trace chin na back, you'll find that the jiu-jitsu, big circle, little circle, aikido, all of those things have a lot in common with chin na. Chin na, in other names, you'll see relatively the same type of ideas. But what I'm going to give you is my perspective from Kenpo, Kung Fu, and Ninja. And what I mean by that is the combative ideas of chin na. You're going to need a partner. That's why it took me so long to do this. We're finally connected. We've got our hazmat suits on. You just can't see them right now. We're covered in alcohol. But so please maintain social distancing while you're doing it. Figure it out, okay? But here we go. So on discovery, for small circle, big circle, and medium circle chin na, we're going to start with simple stuff. And to apply this to your Kenpo, what I want you to do is go through your technique charts and pick 5 of your favorite grab type techniques. Any 5 technique that involves a grab. And it can be a grab on the collar, a wrist grab, a two-handed grab. It could be an attempted tackle, anything where somebody makes contact and wants to hold on to you, okay? Any jiu-jitsu type stuff. And I know that some people will say, hey, that's not realistic. Don't even go there, okay? When somebody grabs you, this is a reference point. If you scoff the process, you lose the intelligence. So follow the process, learn the keys, and then learn to work them. That was my tip for you. So discovery, small circle. In Aikido, the idea is if you make a small circle and you're holding on or your opponent's holding on, they're going to make a big circle, kind of like the inside of a bicycle wheel, if you can get that analogy. If he punches and I become the inside of the bicycle wheel and I move my small circle, he moves on the big circle. Now it's like, got that? Well, the same thing's true with any type of grab. When you make a small circle in the middle, the outside portion of the body is going to make a bigger circle. These are simple principles with a wrist grab, and we're doing crossing talons. And I know a lot of people do this differently. There's no wrong attempt, but there's a correct way to execute. I'm not going to school you on the correctness of your technique, but I do want you to pay attention to all of the little circles that take place when I do the technique. I'm not swinging big, and I'm not striking the elbow. Now, I over-exaggerated that move, but I do want you to follow the small circle, and the rotation of all the joints there. So we did wrist. You didn't warm up. If he breaks, it's just his old age. It's not me. Wrist, elbow moves shoulder, shoulder will move hip. His way out of this is that step. And we're going to talk about those counters and pre-counter things in a minute. Okay, so that's small circle, right? So that's the discovery part of this. Eagle claw kung fu, white crane, and tiger kung fu are, if you have books or videos on those, the process that they take in building strength Speed and quickness and the ability to discover or recognize opportunity is paramount. And that's where I kind of got this, second only to the ninja flow drills. Let me explain. Where Kenpo has, grab, a set idea to move from, as the grab happens, Kung Fu and the ninja flow to the points of opportunity. Make sense? Okay. Not that Kenpo does it, but that's where it comes from for me. When he goes to grab, freeze. Anytime the hand is open and the grab is applied, this is where chin knock can start to happen. And the smallness of the discovery here with finger joints, wrist and elbow, hips and shoulders, this is the discovery. How do you discover what works for you? Grab yourself. Don't matter. Grab a finger and pull it in a direction it doesn't want to move. If it doesn't feel good to you, I can almost guarantee it doesn't feel good to other people. Hands move certain ways. They don't move other ways. Get my idea? So, and that's true with everybody. Now, there are exceptions. I've grabbed the kid before I could take his hand and go, and it didn't do anything to him, other than move his elbow. And if I can move his elbow, I can get other parts of the body to move too. So discover what works and what doesn't work in the movement of your body. As a black belt, you should already know about the bones, the joints, the ligaments, and the tendons. That should already be part of your black belt test. If you're not a black belt yet, look forward to learning it. Okay, so we're going to start with the hand chin knock. We're going to go to wrist today. On that note, part of your exercise for today, right now, I'm going to give you an exercise. I want you to strengthen your hands. You don't have to have man hands. I mean, it will work for children, women, smaller gentlemen. If it doesn't work for everybody, it's not a true self-defense. Does that make sense? If it only works for certain people, it's only a certain type of self-defense. So I want it to work for everybody. So strengthen your hands. Do you have to be brutally strong? No, but you have to be strong enough to withstand your own power. So opening and closing your hand is a good exercise. Remember those exercises where you do that. Strengthen your forearms, strengthen your grip. For speed, what I want you to do is wave your fingers. So you can wave and touch your in both directions, okay? Both directions. Start moving back and forth. You go finger to thumb and then go the other way. And just work that coordination drill out. Waving your fingers. I know it looks funny, but seriously, wave them open and close them. Picking up stuff. So put ink pens on a table and grab them. Reach down, pick them up. Put markers if you can't grab the ink pen. Then go to coins. Put coins on a flat surface and grab them. Okay, work on grabbing them with your fingertips. Get a tennis ball and squeeze the tennis ball with your fingertips and squeeze it with the palm of your hand. These are exercises that you can do to strengthen your hands. Okay, keep them flexible as well. So you stretch your own tendons, your own ligaments, your own muscles. Keep your hands nice and supple as well. Okay, so those are exercises you need to do for your chin knock. All the way through. Work yourself all the way around. Keep your joints nice and healthy. Okay? I know, right? Just stay focused here, picking up stuff good. Recognition. Recognition of opportunity can come from learning a technique, which is what I'm going to give you right now, and then being able to recognize that opportunity or ability anytime that you want. In other words, you set your reticular activating system to notice when a finger becomes available. Even if he punches me, I know he's got fingers in there, right? Well, bam, as I start to move, he opened his hand. I find that real easy. And what you don't see is I'm on his foot. I love to step on people's toes for chin knock. But so learning to discover those opportunities means just to start looking for them. So I know we're all socially distant at the time, but back a long time ago, in the old days, we used to do stuff like this. There's an opportunity. Not that I want you to go around, shake people's hands and start destroying their thumbs and stuff like that, but that's an opportunity. In your practice at your jiu-jitsu or your Kenpo or your Kung Fu, anytime there's a punch, what joints do you see available? Okay, don't just look at the wrist, the elbow, and the shoulder. I got a knee and an ankle joint too. I got a hip joint that I can turn. We have the neck joint. So all of these joints become available. All I have to do is get to a point of control for each of those joints. This is chin na, okay? I'm not even talking about tearing, ripping, sealing, or cavity press yet, which can take you into dim mock or pressure point. A lot of people go, oh, pressure points. That's because you don't understand it. See you later. Sorry, I don't mean to be that way. Recognition. We're going to do crossing talons and Japanese hand, and I'll mention to you dance of death, okay? But we'll get there in a second. Japanese hand was taught against a right grab to the left lapel. Once the grab happens, chin na is already taking place. Anytime their hand is closed or grabbed on you, they've locked a joint or two. All you need to do is learn to take advantage of those joints, okay? Japanese hand is taught getting the hand off of you to make it work. So you reach, you put your hand in position first. Notice I'm not going, he's going to punch me. But if I respond, I have my hand in position. I have the thumb, I have the finger joint. Anytime you've got a joint available, you can move it on. I'm not just going to try and fight this. In Japanese hand, I'm talking right to the eyes, which is a form of chin na, cavity press, so that he wants to pull back and protect his hand. Even if this doesn't come off, this distraction gives me the ability to pull that hand up. I have a bend in his wrist, a bend in the elbow, and I do not have it higher than the shoulder. This will eliminate the rotation and create an opportunity for him to dance and pull out of that. And if he knows to grab me on his way through, he's got chin na in the opposite direction. These are the flow drills of rediscovery. So he grabs, bam, I go in there and get this position, big circle, little circle. I position myself in the center, I make a little circle, he makes a big circle. Key notes on Japanese hand for you. And you got to practice this. It's not, none of chin na is about muscling through this. I'm not going to go and try to whip him around. I can, but it doesn't need to. The subtleness of this technique is to pull against these bones in this direction, to push these knuckles towards that, and then subtly turn the hand in a direction that it doesn't normally turn. So it goes pull, push, turn. And it's that easy. What you'll see a lot of people do, though, is this. And that's not where you want to be. You let him turn, and then you follow in your circle. So I won't take him down, but as I go into the technique and I grab, I settle, turn my opponent, and follow them as opposed to turn into them and try to throw them. When we talk about counters, give credit to your partner, your opponent. If they're fighting you and you've got this, not that, if I go like this, that's a natural flow. It turns, okay? I've got to learn to destroy all of this, which is not entirely possible 100% of the time. We'll talk about that in crossing talons. Crossing talons is a grab on the wrist. There are many opportunities here. Lots of wrestlers, lots of people will grab you, even though they scoff at the idea that, oh, that's not really an attack. Yeah, it is. They want to grab and control. The second they do, you have joints that you can lock up, okay? Pulling against certain joints, if you know how to make it work, this is a good place to be. In crossing talons, Kenpo people neglect to step in front. Please step in front, or he'll just step right out of it, turn around, bend his elbow, and be back in the fight. Another thing that they do, let's see if we can get back in here, is they'll step, bend it over, and they'll pull this arm close to the body. And I don't know if you can see it, they'll pull it really close to the body. Well, Mr. Bonickel's got me about 4 inches and probably 60 pounds. If he wanted to grab me, reach my legs, he's pretty much got me because I put him there. I put his arm on my belly, which means, oh, I know where you're at. I'm going to grab you. Don't do that. When you give somebody a reference point to re-grab or strike you, and they don't take it, that's lucky for you. Make sense? So when you do this technique, and if you're a Kenpo practitioner, my students know you keep them away from you and you control the joints. You don't let them hug you and hug them. It's not how it works. Don't do that. What I did in crossing talons, we do wrist, elbow, and shoulder chin na. Okay? Good. Flow and counter. Let me give you one chin na technique. I think they called it general bows to the troops. I don't know the Chinese word. I was taught against a right hand push or kind of a shove to the center of the chest. When they go to push, you turn and guide their grabber hand into your hand. I want you to grab just above the knuckle line with your fingers. If your hands aren't big enough, grab one finger. It popped. I'm going to push his fingers toward his shoulder and pull his palm away from his body just with my hand. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm just going to shift gears. When I do, normally I would continue to put his elbow on the ground. Okay? Great chin na. I want you to remember though, chin na is not a permanent solution to any self-defense situation. It's a temporary motion for you to take advantage or find another outlet for you to finish or end the situation. Got it? So when he goes to push and I capture and I take him down, this is temporary so that I can get to where I need to be. He's not going to stand there and take it. I might be able to get him all the way to the ground with this. But if this is a real situational fight, he's not going to stay there. Make sense? So as you progress through this simple technique, I want you to do both sides. I've already helped him. He's way past this, so I want you to see if he fights against it, it works better. Okay? If he goes with it, he's got a way out. Turn, follow your body. And he grabs my fingers. Now we're chin na. Every time somebody grabs a hold of you, you've got them. So if he did, we switch places with him, general bows to the troops. He takes his left inward block, he shoves that hand, he catches my fingers, and he pushes it. The way out, my body knows. It already knows which way to go. So the more this starts to work, and there's other opportunities to take place. Those are the counters. So let's review. 1, discovery. Take time to find yourself what works and what doesn't work. What movements are natural and which ones your body doesn't naturally move. Got it? Start with your finger joints, what's your wrist, what's your elbows. Find a partner you trust when social distancing is over and lock them up. Okay? Then wash yourself. Wash your hands. It's a weird time, man. It is a weird time. 2, strengthen your grip. Strengthen your hands. Work on your coordination sets. Wave your fingers, open and close. Get a tennis ball. Do push-ups on your fingers. Use the wall if you want to do that. Research, if you want, Jim Adkins Kenpo, 26 Moves, Self-Defense Systems, or any good book or video on traditional eagle claw, white crane, or tiger systems in the Kung Fu systems. Okay, those are places you can look for. Dr. Yang Jingming has some chin na books. Don't go to the books. They've been cutting his books up and republishing them forever. Find an old one or find a video where he can directly talk to you about it, or contact me. Recognition. Any attack that moves forward towards you gives you an opportunity for chin na. Okay, you just need to start practicing to look for it. Anytime somebody grabs you anywhere, grab it. Chin na is available. I have finger, wrist, and elbow chin na already. He did it to himself, okay? Flow and counter. Let somebody do Japanese hand to you, and when it starts to work, notice your body will tell you the direction out. If I'm on my way out and I take advantage of the thumb that he gave me, we have reverse chin na, right? When you get into cavity press, This is one of my least favorite locks. This is nonsense. People in jiu-jitsu use it. It's just nonsense until you apply the cavity press that locks the shoulder in place. For those of you that scoff on pressure points, you'll never learn that. Okay, never. All right? Yeah. Good. All right. Thanks a lot for listening. I hope I didn't go too long. If you have any questions, I'm much better at questions. Then I know I'm touching on the things you want to listen about. 2-4. Got it. All right. Discovery, small circle, strength, picking up things, recognition, takes practice with a partner, and a flow encounter, what to look for. If you're Kenpo, find 5 of your favorite techniques that involve a grab or a hold. Dance of death against a right lunging punch gives you massive opportunity for chin na. Wrist, elbow, shoulder, hip, neck, leg, ankle, the whole body, okay? When you take somebody down, there's a Kenpo technique dance of death version where you stay in front of them and sweep with a C-step to take them down. Not the best idea. There's another version. If you don't know it, you can look at my video or ask me, I'll post it again, where you step and make the small circle, they go down. I've been doing it since I was little to people our size. It works, okay? When you get them down and you grab the ankle, that ankle, knee, hip chin na has a reverse motion that completely takes advantage of the situation before you dance all over. Gotcha. Okay. Please post your questions. I see Mr. Murray. Is it possible to get a video of the staff routine they've been working? Yeah. Mr. Motley. Mr. Murray, which staff are you working on? Yin Shaoguan, or are you doing the Wu Bu Chuan made up staff form? If you look at the videos on here, I've got a yellow belt, second week. I did the Wu Bu Chuan, and I'm almost positive there's a Yin Shaoguan video on here. If not, let me know and I will post it for you. There's also a basic staff set 1. I'll tell you what, in the next few days, I'll just put them back up here too. But don't wait for me because you know how that goes. All right, good. We're going to come back on here and do a brown belt technique for Mr. Beeman, second brown, and we'll go from there. So, all right, you guys, I love you. Mr. Volinkel, say adios. Adios. Stay clean. We're going to go wash your hands.
Yeah, absolutely.
You deal with Mr. Denny all day long, too.
Yeah, but I don't get any